A strange disorder that can turn your skin blue, suddenly start talking with a foreign accent.
G'day.
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 Here are 7 weird but very real medical conditions you need to know about. Today we're checking out 7 of the strangest, most bizarre medical conditions on the planet. Believe me when I say some of these are just straight up like nothing you've ever seen before. But that's also what makes us humans so incredibly cool. We're all unique in our own way, and you're gonna see a lot of that uniqueness today. Today we're not holding back and discussing the strangest conditions of them all. Alright, let's dive right in. Number 7, foreign accent syndrome. Coming in first on our list, a rare condition causes people to suddenly develop a foreign accent. Say, what? Yes, it's very much possible. For instance, you may live most of your life with, say, an American accent like me, and then suddenly wake up one morning speaking the Queen's British or sounding French all of a sudden. It's definitely a thing that can happen, and here's why. The disorder is caused by damage to a part of the brain that is associated with speech. Stroke is the most common cause, but also trauma, tumors, and other neurologic conditions such as multiple sclerosis may also cause patients to begin speaking with a different accent. According to neurology experts, they say typically the accent usually isn't very good or as authentic, and native speakers can usually recognize that the new accent is a bit off. Speech therapy may help, but symptoms can last years or even become permanent. Number 6, strangest medical condition, Alice in Wonderland syndrome. Ready to fall down that rabbit hole? What if I told you there's a condition that may just alter your reality as you know it? I don't know if you have read this book before, but in Lewis Carroll's 1865 fantasy novel, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, the main character, Alice, experiences magical transformations, such as shrinking and expanding. Well, this kind of thing can happen in real life too, and without the aid of magical additives, if you catch my drift. This neurologic syndrome, also called TODD'S syndrome, usually presents as migraines that distort the perception of size and distance. Suddenly things may just be very big or very small, or further away than they actually are. These wild Alice in Wonderland type episodes can cause a patient to experience hallucinations as well as an inaccurate sense of time passing, very slowly at times or even really quickly. So who does this Alice in Wonderland syndrome typically affect? In young children, and can occur at the onset of sleep. Number 5, geographic tongue. This oddly named syndrome involves psoriasis-like symptoms of the mouth, in which harmless but potentially painful lesions develop right on the tongue. Red and white patches are often surrounded by a slightly elevated yellow border, resembling irregularly shaped geographic masses on a map, hence the name of the condition. A person's tongue can evolve into what appears to be a wild new map of the world. But don't be fooled by the abstract design. These lesions can cause a burning sensation and irritation. So what causes geographic tongue? It's a bit unknown, but some experts believe things like stress, allergies, hormonal disturbances, nutritional deficiencies, psychological disturbances, rare forms of arthritis, and even spicy foods can spark this strange condition. Number 4, human werewolf syndrome. With fewer than 100 cases documented worldwide, our next unusual medical condition is called human werewolf syndrome. No, this is not something straight out of the Twilight series that will have you battling vampires under a full moon. This uncommon genetic disorder will, however, lead to a lot of excess hair everywhere. Also called congenital hypertrichosis LANUGINOSE, this condition can be caused by a rare genetic mutation that affects people regardless of sex or age. Hair growth can occur all over the body, and not even laser hair removal can permanently control the excess hair growth that is caused by this disorder. Other types of acquired hypertrichosis are possible as well, which can develop later in a person's life and has a range of possible causes, like things like poor nutrition, certain medications, anorexia, autoimmune diseases, and more. Number 3, fish odor syndrome. Some people's odor can get a little funky after you say work out, or when they perspire a lot, or aren't showering as much as they should be. Well, what if I told you that one rare condition causes some people to have a rotten fish smell regardless of how often they bathe? Yep, it's called Trimethylaminuria, and it's an inherited metabolic disorder that is triggered by an enzyme deficiency that prevents the breakdown of trimethylamine, TMA, a chemical byproduct of protein digestion responsible for the obtrusive smell associated associated with decaying fish. As a result, a fishy odor is detected in the urine, sweat, and even breath of people with this syndrome. And unfortunately, there is no cure, but symptoms may be reduced with a TMA-free diet that avoids such foods as legumes, peanuts, eggs, and certain kinds of fish and meat. Number 2, body integrity identity disorder. Sufferers of a strange medical condition called body integrity identity disorder, or BIID for short, who are otherwise totally reasonable or of sound mind, feel as if one of their body parts, their right foot up to the mid-calf for example, shouldn't be there. Yep, a very much healthy able limb, like an arm, seems horrific and alien to a person with this disorder. And the person with BIID can usually draw a line in the exact place where they desperately wish to have the unwanted body part removed. Medical experts say that BIID sufferers are missing part of the body image map in their brains, meaning that their unwanted limb is not correctly mapped on the corresponding brain region, leaving them feeling extremely uncomfortable with it. Currently, there is no cure for body integrity identity disorder, but sometimes sympathetic surgeons will agree to amputate the emotionally bothersome uncharted limb, and the BIID sufferers report feeling infinitely happier. But obviously, please seek medical advice and counsel before making any body modifications. Number 1, METHEMOGLOBINEMIA. Do you remember the Smurfs TV show back in the day where the character's skin was a bright blue shade? Well, what if I told you that this is actually a real thing? Yes, a person can actually have a blue skin disorder where their skin turns a Smurf-like shade of blue. It's all due to a blood disorder called METHEMOGLOBINEMIA. Basically, the body's overproduction of methemoglobin, a form of hemoglobin. This is the reason for the blue color. Instead of the typical 1% of methemoglobin in the blood, those with this disease can have up to 20%. And because their hemoglobin is unable to properly distribute oxygen in the body, it results in blue skin color, purple lips, and brown colored blood. While this disorder can be inherited, it can also come about by being exposed to different chemicals and drugs. Even in the ER, we sometimes use hurricane spray to help your throat. That can actually induce methemoglobinemia, so you have to be aware of this. Alright, that's been some strange medical conditions with me, Dr. Wagner. Which ones did you find most interesting? Let me know in the comments if you know of any other uncommon medical questions or topics that you'd like me to discuss further. Maybe I'll include them in the next video. Also, please make sure you subscribe and turn your bell notifications on. When you do that and you hit that like button, you let YouTube know that you'd like to see more fun videos like this one. And if you enjoyed watching this show, you should definitely check out this playlist right over here. Thank you so much for watching and stay healthy, my friends.